So there are two places you need to clean. After making a coffee, you need to clean the filter, this area. This comes off. You can take it out and clean it. And the second place to clean is that disc there, that silver color disc. Now if you notice, let me zoom it correctly. Okay, now this black area, this will turn to this area on the top, and it will shoot the coffee grinds into here, and then it closes and the water comes from the top into this area, this hole here. So that's how the coffee comes out. Now that's the only two things to clean, this filter and that disc. Now every time you'll see a bit of grinds there and maybe a drop of coffee here. Now it's very important to clean this after making coffee. You need to ensure that you clean this. Now if you are making multiple cups of coffee in one go, you can clean it after you're done with everything. So how do we clean this area? It's very simple. Take a wet paper towel. Here I have a wet paper towel. This side is wet, this side is dry. So all I do is just wipe it. You don't have to apply a lot of force, just wipe it gently, especially that wheel there. Look at the amount of coffee that came out, and use the other side. Now you can use the dry side and clean the remaining. After you have wiped the metal plate here, you need to use a brush and clean right here in this area, because there will be a lot of coffee grinds that is stuck here. So you could use a brush and clean it, and it will get collected in the tray here. It's a good practice to do it every time you make a coffee. Clean the plate, use a brush and clean the surrounding area and the hole here. That will help the disc to operate smoothly every day. Now where do I find this brush? If you cannot find it in your box that came with it, always check the hopper here. Open the hopper and check here. So open the cover first, unlock the hopper by twisting. And that's where your brush is. So use this brush to clean. So use this brush to clean. Like I said, the grinds will be collected in the tray below here. So that's good. That should be okay. So there could be some grinds that, or a drop of water that can drip into this tray. There's a tray here in case you haven't noticed. You can just pull the tray out, and in this you could see some grinds and maybe a few drops of water. So you could clean that. You can take it out and clean this. This is optional. And I just cleaned it. And don't forget to place it back before you make coffee, or else the coffee grinds can mess up this area, and the drops of coffee can drip through this area and it can mess up your machine. So make sure you put the tray back so that it catches all the remaining grinds and a few drops of coffee. So that's it, and I'll show you how to clean this up. So first thing is throw away the filter bag, including the coffee grinds. And then you need to clean this filter basket, so run some water and make sure you clean this area and around the basket. And also you'll find some dry grinds here, so clean that as well, including the chamber here. And that's it. Optionally, you can press this nozzle with some water inside so that it cleans this area as well. That's it. And you can drain it. And before you make coffee next time, make sure this area is dry, because that's where the dry grind shoots into the basket. So if there are water drops or if it is wet, the grinds are going to stick around this area, so you don't want that. So that's why you need to dry this, the top portion at least, before you make the next cup of coffee. That's it. And in some rare cases you may find some drops of coffee here or some grinds here, so wipe that area as well, and then you're done. So you can bring back your filter. Next thing you need to clean is the drip tray here. Now occasionally you can spill some grinds and there could be few drops of coffee, but this machine is good enough that it prevents any drop of excess coffee that will come out of the filter here, because of this little clip, in case you didn't notice. That's how the coffee gets activated. It presses down, that means the water will start coming out. Okay, there's a drop that came out, and then it locks. Once it locks, there won't be any drops of coffee or water that will come out of here, which is really good feature. But occasionally you might have touched this area and there could be some drops of coffee, and you could clean the filter by just taking it out, and then you can rinse this in water. You could also pop open this by just pulling it up. It just comes apart, and you could clean the drip tray. Now I just cleaned my drip tray, it's ready to go in, so press to lock it. And then you could find some excess grinds here, so you can wipe it with a cloth, or if it's a tough dirt you can use a wet cloth to wipe it. And the surrounding area here, and then this can go back. Okay, so now this is also optional. You can wipe the machine, the body of the machine, with a wet cloth. This is to ensure that the fingerprint marks are gone fully. Sometimes you have oily hands and you may be coming from the kitchen and you press the buttons here and the body here, and you'll find fingerprint marks like this. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, like this. So you could use some water, or if it is a tough stain you could use some stainless steel cleaner, but you don't have to apply a lot of pressure. Just wipe it off gently, and that will ensure that your machine looks clean and sparkling. And the last thing that is optional as well is to clean the hopper. So open the hopper, you can wipe and clean this even with soapy water. If you find coffee oils in it, you can clean this plate. Also you will find a lot of coffee grinds here, of chaffs here, so you could clean that as well by unlocking this till you hear the click, and then you see there are some dirt here, so you could wipe it with a cloth, or if you find a lot of coffee oils in it, which can happen because coffee beans has a lot of oil, so you could clean this in water and make sure you dry it immediately, and then make sure it is really dry before you install it back. And you could wipe with a cloth. There could be some grinds that is spilled around, so you could clean that as well. You could also clean that burrs. That's advanced cleaning process. I'll cover that in another video, but that should be good. It looks clean, so I don't have to bother now. So you can put it back. Make sure you lock it, and then close the hopper. And I hope these tips helped you. And I know it's a tedious process for some people to clean the whole machine after making coffee, but once you start doing it, you'll get used to it. Occasionally, I would strongly suggest you to move the coffee machine from where it is and check underneath if there is any drops of coffee or water, just to be sure that your machine is not leaking, because some people have found the water was leaking inside and the portion underneath was rusted. So occasionally move your machine and see if you find any drops of water there. Also, when you pour water, don't spill it all over here. I know this machine is water resistant, but I would strongly suggest you to fill towards the right. Just point right there. Make sure you pour water right there rather than pouring here and spilling all over here and onto the body. So please keep that also in mind. Pour it directly here. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and happy brewing. See you next time. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. That's how I could produce more videos like this. So stay tuned, guys. See you next time, and bye for now.